I like the way you kiss me. I like the way you. I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss me. I can tell it is. Not trying to be romantic. I'll hit it from the back just so you don't get attached. I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss me. I can tell it is. Not trying to be romantic. I'll hit it from the back just so you don't get attached.
Yeah! These mics are hot as shit. Just like me and my loincloth on a Tuesday night. Woo! I'm coming out of the bathroom like Mike Tyson with one of them little fucking towels on my head. We're back. Helltown Radio at Helltown Radio on the YouTube. It's there now. We rebranded everything at Helltown Radio.
It's there.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's not like before when you'd call. Wait, whatever, 3, 5, dirt.
Your microphone is backwards.
Nobody knows that, dude.
I get to.
The chords don't work like that. Here, this.
Did sound like you were backwards.
No. So I'll go over there, engineer. So Matt's back.
So I'm here.
Yay.
Now I'm apparently talking near the microphone.
There you go.
The same thing I had before. Really, there's absolutely nothing different. I'm just leaning forward now.
You're on camera now. They can see what's going on.
No, I'm just leaning. Yeah. I'm telling you, there's nothing different. I'm just leaning forward now. This is what it was before. Right here.
Now talking to the back of it.
Talking to the back of it.
You were like, "Hey, I'm gonna hear it on Tuesday night." Oh Lord. Oh yes, Helltown Radio. We've got charcuterie and candles. We're classy.
We're fancy tonight.
Oh,
Hell
Lord.
yeah.
Hell
Taking my
yeah.
fucking undies off.
Mm.
Calling them panties.
Are you gonna pull them through your pant leg? Like
I'm gonna try. Like when a chick takes her bra off without taking her shirt off.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that with my underwear.
Nah, I just walk around pantsless. I call it Porky Pigging it.
Okay.
Yeah. Bottom half naked. Top half fully clothed. I wear a fucking tuxedo top with the yim yams up.
Sexy.
The yim yam twins. Oh fuck. Oh, Matt, how you been?
I've been pretty decent. Since I was here last, I have less cars, so that's a good thing.
What'd you get rid of?
I got rid of an S4 6-speed manual. It was pretty rare color combination and like interior and stuff like that. But yeah, less cars, so that's a good thing. Get a little bit closer to our next move. My family and I, we move around every couple months. Well, we're supposed to move around every couple months. We don't always move around every couple months. Like when we're out in Hawaii, we try to stay there for as long as possible. But yeah, we're getting ready to move to Providence, Rhode Island, and we're gonna be checking that out. So if anybody has any tips or anything to see or do, any cool places to eat or anything like that, fucking hit up the YouTube chats or something like that.
You gonna end up just talking like Family Guy.
Yeah, pretty.
Hey, I'm back.
Hey, yeah, now we had a dicker. Yeah.
Hey, Paul Tuckett.
Yeah, Paul Tuckett, fucking Paul.
Yeah, I don't know too much about Rhode Island other than it's the smallest state. So if you kill somebody, you can get out of there real quick.
Dude, so like where my wife's working is on the far East Coast, and we're actually staying like pretty much on the west coast of the state, almost in Connecticut, and it's like 45 minutes. So
That's kind of badass, though.
yeah, it's not very far at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish we were staying a little bit closer over on the East Coast, over like closer to Providence and stuff. But there was just nothing that was available, you know. So, oh well. When the way that we have to like book our places, like a lot of the places that we're trying to get into are like highly sought after, like parks and resorts and like or like RV parks and shit like that, because we have a big ass RV that we live in and shit like that. So like a lot of those places are booked like a year in advance, so people that like want to stay for somewhere specific, They know they're gonna be traveling through there. They have everything freaking planned out. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
That's crazy.
So then we come in and we're like, hey, we're gonna be there in like 3 months, and they're like, good luck.
Well, all right. So there's with RV parks, because I've stayed at them like when I was younger. My grandfather had a camper, and he would just let us borrow it. And I think we went to Tennessee and a couple other places,
Cool.
and we went to like Good Samaritan parks and a couple other ones. And I didn't think about it because I was probably like 7 or 8 at the time. But are there like shady
absolutely.
ones like that, or like chains that are worse than the other, like the Walmart versus like
there's
the fucking...
there's some that are just like privately owned that are
So you
just like whatever rules they set. That's their private property. That's what goes on that property.
This is the methy section. Stay away from here.
There's a place not far from here that we stayed at that advertises that they close down in October, but there's definitely year-round people that stay there, and I don't know what they do because they shut off the water
Squatting.
to the rest of the park and like all this type of shit. Like I have
Real
no idea
survivalist.
what they do. Yeah.
I mean, you could get by with like you just get those like 5-gallon jugs of water, probably.
Man, how you fucking take a shower, dude?
I mean,
The solar, well, not in the
Yeah,
winter.
solar
solar showers were fucking. I remember when I was
Ice
on Warp
cold.
Tour, they had a lot of people had solar showers and like these like tent things that went around them, and they would just first thing in the morning they would set up their solar shower, so when they got back to their bus they could just take a shower.
Yeah.
And I just relied on the fact that we were performing at venues that had showers, and I would take my shower there. The only day it was gross is they didn't have showers at this venue, so they rented hotel rooms, and it was like interchangeably it could have been a fucking gay porn shoot because it was a bunch of dudes standing
Just
around with
hot lapping in the
towels.
shower?
Yeah, like going in and out. You had that flip flops because like they give you flip flops or whatever. You can get like. I think there was like truth.com was giving away flip flops if you
Okay.
said you weren't gonna smoke, and I was like, yeah, sure,
whatever.
yeah, like, I'm gonna smoke weed right when I leave
Give him
here.
my fucking Bob Barkers.
But we definitely like. I remember going in there and I was like, "This is the grossest shit ever. This is like, I'm definitely probably gonna get athlete's foot at least.
At least.
At least.
If that's all you get, you're lucky.
Checking your foot for cuts before you get in, just to make sure you don't catch some HIV.
Oh my god.
That's not the funniest. There was we were at Long Beach and it was a big community shower and they had single stalls. So if you didn't want to wait for a stall, you had to take a shower like in a sports locker room. And it was funny as shit because there was this group called Hangar 18 that was on there, and there was
A rap group.
Yeah,
I know them.
yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the dudes walks in, right, and there's
The
there's a
bigger
bunch
white
of,
dude and a black dude.
the black dude walks into the showers, and I'm butt naked taking a shower, and there's like 3 dudes wearing fucking swim trunks taking showers, and he walks in. The first thing he says is, "Oh, welcome to the Little Dick Club." So that was a memory. So yeah,
I have a Hangar 18 autograph on a license plate actually because I have a Def Jokes license plate from way back in the day. It's a label that they were signed to.
he was
And
the
have their autograph. Yeah.
they that year at Warp Tour they had a hip hop tent or something. I forgot what they called it, but they were performing a bunch of other hip hop acts. But when I found out, because I remember this because it was the day Luther Vandross died, and I got off the tour bus and I saw like dude from MXPX, and I was like, he's not gonna know who Luther Vandross is. And then dude from Hangar 18 walks past me. I was like, Luther died. And he was like, Luther. And I was like, yes, Luther. And then we went to craft services.
Okay.
And celebrated Luther with
Yeah.
fattening food. But yeah, like it is nuts. Like those sport like showers where you have those big group showers. That's some shit that doesn't go on anymore. I don't think that goes on in high schools. I don't think it could.
No, I couldn't. Nah.
We
No.
had it in our high school, but nobody ever used them.
Oh yeah,
No.
Yeah, that was used for storage.
Yeah. Like the only time I used them was like playing after school sports. During the school day, like you wouldn't dare go in
No,
there.
absolutely not.
I know back in the day they used to make you take showers if you had gym class, like and you had classes afterwards, so you didn't stink.
Yeah.
But
No, they didn't. They definitely
I
didn't.
couldn't
do that.
imagine them trying to force
wash your
somebody
ass.
to take a shower now, like force somebody for that shit. Like that would be crazy.
I mean, it would have helped some people. There were some
Yeah.
stank people at school.
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying to try to force some fucking people. Oh my god.
Yeah, like I remember, like there was like that what do they call it, the crust punk scene back in the day, where people were like wear leather and be all like stank and shit. And I remember like people like that in high school, and I was like, no, this is 100% for real. That dude is like sweated in that leather. It smelled like armpit and assholes.
6 months old. Looks like you've been wearing it. Smells like you've been wearing it for 3 years.
Like, I can't imagine wearing leather pants and performing. That's just like,
Oh my god!
like night after night. Them shits probably get dry rotted.
If they ever dry out.
Wonder how you get in it. Have you ever worn leather pants, Lita?
Yes, I have actually.
Like, is there any special precautions you got to take before you like get them things on?
You just don't. Well, so leather isn't. It's not like. Doesn't make you like real nice leather. Isn't like gross. Like
Well,
I think you're thinking about like maybe latex or something.
No. Well, like you can like, because I've seen leather, like people that wear leather and perform on stage.
Yeah.
Like, because you sweat so much, it ends up like fucking the leather up because the sweat is acidic.
Well, you're supposed to wear something in between, like a
Oh,
wicking
yeah,
kind
well-
of like material. But when I wore like a leather skirt or leather pants, I don't really like sweat on my legs, you know. So I think I was good.
I'm a heavy ball sweater.
So that's what you're saying.
Yeah. I got a lot of glands down there.
Well,
get right through them.
Yeah, I never experienced that problem. So
Sweaty balls.
I will say I have been in the rain with leather, and it's
Ooh, that's horrible.
to get them off is really cumbersome.
Got to peel them out. I know. I know people have talked about. I forgot who it was. It might have been Marilyn Manson or somebody else. Some metal band talked about how they had to put talcum powder all over. Maybe Billy Idol. Somebody. They had to put like talcum powder on their legs before they could put the leather pants on because they were
just
so
tell them to
tight.
get on.
Yeah, so tight. Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
technicians that like before they put their like latex gloves on, put baby powder all over their hands.
Well, a lot of them come
stuff
with
like that.
powder on.
Yeah, but they put
outside,
extra on their hands just to keep them.
doing big things.
Yeah.
I've always seen people with those fucking nitrite gloves doing like taking ribs, and I'm like, I know heat's getting through there. Like, you're just wearing the like the black ones.
Yeah.
I've seen them wear them and just be picking up barbecue like that shit
Like,
still
like
ain't hot.
squid-
Yeah, like breaking it up. I'm like, stop.
Yeah.
You know your fingers are burning. You
Yeah,
just playing this shit
totally.
off on TV. Wonder if they do make like. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is why Chris should be here, because he'd be like, no. Those are made out of.
Right.
Oh fuck. Lita, you got an announcement for the show?
Yeah.
Are you gay?
Matt, you're the bellman.
I think everybody already knows that. Everyone knows that already. That's old news.
Oh, okay.
So, yes, May 18th, I do have a table. Come see me at the Wine and Craft Festival in Front Royal. I think it's been like, 35 years?
35 years
35
in the
years.
Shenandoah Valley. This is the Virginia Wine and Crafts Festival. 35 years.
Yes. So, come see me and look at all my weird stuff. I'm hoping, like, I hope I have, like, a little bit of a niche and, like, nobody else has oddities. Because it's definitely an oddities type storefront. So, yeah. Come see me.
I'm
and
gonna
buy my
set up.
stuff.
I'm gonna set up a booth.
A booth.
A booth.
You're gonna set up a booth.
The booth.
He's gonna spread them wide.
Come get your booth.
Come
at
by.
the booth.
Whatever dollar denomination you want to shove in my ass, you can. Just make sure you put it in there enough so it stays, and I can still get it back out.
I saw a guy. It was online. He was at, I want to say, a Buffalo Bills or some like upper NFL team's game, and he was chugging beers, and it was $20. And if you could beat him, he would give you $100. And this dude apparently went home with $440. That motherfucker drank a lot of beer. He's a big dude. He looked like he might have played football
Jesus.
himself, but he was just solo cup full.
Wow.
And he like went home. I was sitting there doing the math. I was like, that's too many. He should be dead.
That's crazy.
It's like Ronnie Deutsch or something like that.
Deutsch.
You know? Yeah.
I can't even drink like 2 beers without me like, yo, guys, what's up? Oh my god, this is my song.
This is my whole song. Tina,
You fucking whore.
Tina, you know why your mom can't use fucking tampons? She's got a gaper.
Whatever, Stacy. Tell your daddy left his tie on my nightstand last night.
Your dad's a fucking.
I can never do that without laughing.
Your dad's got a vagina too. Your mom. Your mom's a raging lesbian.
I still feel like we need to do like sock puppets or like dolls or something like stuff.
The greatest sock puppet show is
stop
Syphil and
motion.
Ollie.
Oh hell yeah! Like some sort of like stop motion photography where.
No, we'll just get the dudes from Tool to do it.
Yeah.
It looks super odd. So is there a price? Did anybody got to pay to go to this wine and craft festival?
I don't know how much it's to walk through. It's free, so you can go to the vendors if you're not a drinker, and like peruse the local artists and stuff. Or you can buy a ticket, and there's like wine tasting. I'm not really sure on the pricing for that, but it will be good. I know that it'll be delicious. I love Virginia wine. So yeah, it'll be fun, and of course, even if you're not a wine person, come out and support local artists and mom and pop shops they're going to be down there because we need your money. We're
So what are you going to be selling? The most of what do you
I have wearables. I have a few like canvases. I'm actually working on this really or starting. I haven't like worked on it. I was supposed to start it the other day with a projector that wasn't working, and then I ended up rage breaking it in George's living room because I couldn't get it to fucking work. So I literally just lost my shit and smashed it in 1,000 pieces. But I got a new one now. So hopefully it works. I'm doing this midsummer picture painting kind of thing, like mixed media. I do a lot of mixed media canvases, so I'll have a few of those pieces. I have earrings that I make with gemstones and like repurposed things like bullet casings and bones and teeth and stuff like that. I also have little sculptures, weird stuff. Anything your heart's desire. Well, not anything. Mostly dead stuff. So
dead stuff?
I try to incorporate something not living anymore within my sculptures. The painting's not so much, but it is multimedia. I use different like things to create. So hopefully you find something that you like, and if not, there's other vendors. Please enjoy the festival. It's going to be wonderful. I'm manifesting all the good vibes that it's going to be a beautiful day, and it's not going to be raining. It's going to be wonderful. So come on out, have fun.
Come on out. Yeah, Front Royal's kind of the Main Street area is kind of cool. There's a lot of those murals that you can stand in front of. Look like you got butterfly wings.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna be there. I'm a Leo. I like long walks on Main Street. I'm also the moonwalking champion of North America.
True story.
I lost the title for South America last year. A Brazilian took me out. I'll be honest. He had better footwork than me.
He'd been doing squats, and it was his butt. Don't even lie.
I think, honestly, I don't want to throw shade, but I think he was using performance enhancers because he damn near set fire to the floor with the moonwalk he unleashed. He was billed as from the beaches of Copacabana. His name was Raul Eduardo Alvaro Jackson.
You gotta think about those.
Yeah, I was gonna say Gracie, but that's too common. All right. Yeah. So a lot of stuff has happened. We beat this Diddy to death.
For sure.
So a lot of stuff has been happening in the world. Mostly it's people fighting over fighting. Well, I think there was a bunch of protests this week over the Israel Palestine stuff. I think,
Man, is there anything else going on other than protests?
Yeah, well, like apparently the protest at Columbia University, I don't know how bad they got, but there was a lot of them playing audio. People seemed to be very angry. And there was calls
and
from
USC.
I believe the governor to send in the National Guard, and it started to actually worry me. There's a lot of parallels because the last time they did that shit was Kent State, and a bunch of people died.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's all. As a governor, you got to know that happened, and I don't
Yeah.
understand why they would end up being like, "Oh, let's send in the National Guard." Like, it's college students; they're dumb as
Yeah.
shit. Like
Why?
they're learning how to not be dumb. You got to
Yeah.
give them a little bit of space as long as they're not burning shit. I don't know. I honestly didn't pay enough attention. I just heard a lot about it in terms of other people arguing over that issue. It seems like a lot of people now, we've moved past the point of like internet experts,
Yeah.
and it's to where people are like actually getting super upset and taking sides almost instead of just like being appalled at the stuff. And then there was all the things that went on with Iran calling it. And apparently they called everybody. We're like, we're going to blow up a bunch of shit over here. Don't be over there. And they did it. And then they were like, yo, don't be fighting us anymore. So, like, yeah, it was the weirdest shit I've ever seen. Like, as military action, if you call somebody ahead of time and tell them where you're going to blow up shit so they don't blow you up after you blow up their shit. I was like, how does this work? This is yeah, like back in
a
the
courtesy
day.
call.
Yeah, like,
Hey guys.
hey, just so you know, we gonna blow up some shit where you are. It's not gonna be.
Make sure you're not there.
We gonna blow up your neighbor's house. Don't be home.
How's that work?
Yeah, I've never heard of, and maybe that's just a modern warfare thing where they're so tactical where they can hit specific targets with like drones and shit, and maybe they just know that they're gonna hit that point. And if they tell people 2 days ahead of time, maybe they have. I don't know. Like I've never served, so maybe this is a common thing that they just don't talk about. Where they tell people ahead of time, we're gonna blow up this whole area. Just get out of there. And if you don't tell people when you blow up stuff, maybe that's the new fucking bullshit. I don't know. I don't know enough about the military.
Same.
We need a military advisor.
we need an expert in this.
And then a bunch of people were mad. I didn't pay enough attention about it. Trump got in trouble. I guess he wasn't supposed to say anything about the trial, and he started talking shit about people again. Like, you know, that dude is.
Why do they think they can stop him? That's my question.
I understand the people's ire on both sides. The people that like him have a viewpoint on him where they're like they have these ideas where he's talked a lot about him. Whether they're just like something as simple as like people that are anti-abortion, they view him as like that. Like, even though he didn't say anything, and he's been on record as saying he was pro-choice back in the day when he wasn't running for president. That like they view him as the guy that stopped Roe versus Wade, or like gun control, whatever. There's a lot of one-issue voters, so it's hilarious to me that like everybody's up in arms, like because at this point it's the every election, I guess people talk about a turd sandwich versus fucking douchebag, but it just keeps getting better. Now it's just like old douchebag versus old turd sandwich. They're old as shit.
All of them.
All of them. And I guess I don't know if it's less recognizable for a lot of people because we've gotten older, so they just seem like we're almost like at the static point where we view ourselves as like what we are right now, always. And Donald Trump's always been older than me. Yeah. So like maybe it's that I don't understand, or maybe we just age better now, no matter what, because of, you know, we have not better diets, but we have the access to like medicines that can counteract the food that we eat. But it definitely seems like, what if we get like a 92-year-old president that's like running? Because that's a possibility, because people are going to live to like 150.
I just feel like that's ridiculous. Why are we like putting like they're out of touch. They don't really, you know, like their ideology is based on their generation. You know, I think they're working for their generation, and their generation, like, they've had their chance.
Well, like, and there is that extra like little thing for it. It's people that are old. They live in like dog years that get bigger every jump. Every jump is like they're getting like super old, where it's like, you know, like a person that is like 76 versus a person that's 86. That's fucking like
huge.
Those years fucking count more.
Oh yeah,
like,
definitely.
Like Clint Eastwood. I saw a picture. He's 92. I saw a picture of him the other day, and the last time I saw him was when he did that like that stupid like sit down yell at Obama during like some award ceremony, and he looks he looked old, but he still looked like the guy that was in like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. He still had that form. Last time I saw him, he had like old man pants up almost to his nipples and like his belt too tight. Like he looks like
Get off my lawn.
Yeah.
like even in Gran Torino when he played that role, he looked like he could fuck somebody up.
Right.
Like, he could come out of that
Totally.
motherfucking car
Totally.
and like beat your ass, not just shoot you. Now he looks like, yo, don't, if he talks shit to you, don't make eye contact. If he punches at you, like move away from the old man. Like he's a fall away from fucking being like the sad story of Clint Eastwood.
Right. I don't know. I've become disenchanted with it all. I really feel like if
I mean,
somebody has surpassed the retirement age, should not be making decisions for the working class who have not reached that age.
So
yet.
I would
Like,
say they could make laws about it now, but like there's people like Ray Kurzweil that says that in the next like 10 to 20 years, there's going to be people with access to certain amount of money that they're going to be able to live to like 150, like and not be like infirm.
why would you want to live that long?
So it
I am
like
such a nihilist. I'm like, come on,
like
any
if,
day now.
if you so if they make it to where aging almost slows down through like modern science, then when you're in your like 70s, it's going to be like when you're in your 40s in terms of your body. And I think that's what he's. I don't think he's talking about. Who's to know if you live to 150 if you're not a crazy asshole? You're like, I've seen every vagina ever. Like I'm disenchanted with life, and you turn into some like crazy ass. Like I'm gonna murder everybody. Like that's a possibility because if a person goes crazy because they've been here too long and they're like overindulged, like Uday and Kusei style motherfuckers,
Yeah.
that could be like a rash of those motherfuckers. Like once you hit a certain point of life that you thought you were gonna hit, and you're still like, I can still do shit. Or the other side where like, you become so cheap that you like people that like work at Walmart can live to 150.
You imagine
Then
like Conor McGregor lives to 120.
we don't need him living to 40. Like,
Imagine he lives to like $120.
you know, he's gonna fight again soon.
Yeah.
He's coming back
With his new face.
with his he's all right. So his face isn't as fat as he was. That face is 100% steroid. So he broke his leg fucking bad. That shit was like fucking like floppy leg, right?
Right.
He went to go kick somebody. They checked the kick, and he'd already had a fracture in his leg. They didn't know if it was a bone bruise or a hairline fracture. It was a hairline fracture because when he got that check kicked, it was like wah, wah, wah.
Snap.
So there's only been 2 people that have come back from that leg break. Both of them weren't as good as they were before. I don't know if it's because they were afraid to kick with that leg. And the people have different surgeries. The one thing that happened with Conor is Conor was actually smart. Like the guy, he's an asshole, but he's smart as shit. He said he retired, took himself out of the UFC testing pool, and then he was like, "Give me all the steroids," because he wanted his leg to heal. He's got to get that
Give
bone
me all
healed.
the stem cells. Give me everything.
Everything. So his face got fat. He was on all the anabolics, and he probably got up to like at least like 195, and he fights usually at 155. He's fucking like, if you look at that movie, that hunk of shit called Roadhouse that they made, like it's like if you had a football team and you spent all your money on Jake Gyllenhaal, and then you have a bunch of people that played like community league fucking football.
I saw something the other day, and I couldn't tell. I didn't pay that much attention, but I couldn't tell if it was fake or not. But something about him playing Popeye in some movie.
Oh, it's fake, but
Is
like
it?
it's because it's like he is gigantic for like right now.
Right.
He wanted the fight to that he's fighting a guy named Michael Chandler. They were on a show for the UFC called Ultimate Fighter. It's like a reality show. They have these 2 teams. One person coaches one person coaches the other. That show was like over a year and a half ago. They were supposed to fight at the season finale. Conor was obviously like not healed enough, and he didn't want to fight this dude. So it's been 2 years since he fought in any combat sport. In the last fight before that, he got his leg broken. Before that, he had boxed Floyd Mayweather. So he hasn't had a lot of UFC fights recently, but he has been on every steroid ever. So it's going to be interesting. The guy he's fighting is a smaller wrestler. So he's probably going to try to take him down. So if Conor can stop him and just punch him in the face a bunch because he's gigantic.
Right, just beat him up.
Yeah, and this guy he's a shorter guy that fights at 155. So if he's going to beat somebody's ass the way he used to, it'll be this guy. Fucking sheer carnival value, I want to see him try to kick with that leg and get broken again.
Smashing with the floppy.
Yeah, like let's see what happens. But apparently, I didn't know this, but a lot of times people think that when you get a titanium rod put in your bone, it actually
It's stronger.
It's stronger, but it's not. It makes it actually more susceptible.
No,
to
you
break.
got attachment points and everything, dude. You got, yep.
So, and he's not like a giant kicker, but he did do a lot of flamboyant kicks. He do a spinning wheel kick and a bunch of other stuff, and he's kind of long. So it's going to be interesting to see if he kicks. The other two people that fought, Anderson Silva broke his leg. He didn't kick as much, and then he did I think a couple boxing fights. The other guy is Chris Weidman. He's the actual person that when Anderson Silva kicked, he broke his leg on him, and then 4 or 5 years later, Chris Weidman went to go kick somebody and broke his leg. It's kind of weird that two dudes it's weird. But the dude Chris Weidman fought a couple weeks ago and ended up winning his fight, but a lot of people said it was boring. He is a wrestler, so he can get away with it a little bit more because if you're taking people down, they can't kick you in the legs. But Connor definitely has kicked people a lot, so if he kicks his leg, I almost want to make a bet that he breaks his leg just because that's going to be a prop bet. I guarantee you, Vegas is going to be like, it's a 41 odds he's going to not break that leg again.
Right. It'll be something on it, yeah, for sure. If anything, it'll be like a nice, like soft tissue kick, something like that. He's not going to be kicking anybody in the leg and anything stumpy like that. I don't think.
There was a fight a couple weeks ago. It was a guy named Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney. Ryan Garcia purposefully acted like he was a cocaine addict, and he drank a beer when he was on the scale and came in 3 pounds overweight, and it was all a ploy to piss the other guy off. Like, apparently it wasn't real beer, and like apparently Floyd Mayweather was like, come in 3 pounds heavy, he'll be pissed off. And he ended up winning the fight. And then he got in the ring and started talking shit about Logan Paul and Prime Energy. So, like, he might be on coke. He was like, it's the worst thing on earth for you. Fuck them. And then he went on some, like, tirade about pedophiles and shit. I was like, he's on cocaine. That wasn't an act.
Okay.
But it makes sense. Boxers are crazy. Like, if your job is to punch people and get punched, and most of the time when people are punching you, nobody's going to punch you in your leg. So it's going to be pretty much like liver and up. Yeah. You get punched in the face a lot. At least with MMA, it's like they might try to break my arm. It's a little bit better than like I think boxing. Boxing seems to have the most people when they're old. Like that dude in I don't know what show it was on, but it was like some like a strange family show, and he's like, ah! Like the black dude that like his son says, "I love you, Dad," and he's like, ah. That dude has got CTE real bad.
Oh, does he? Like, is that why
and that's why he's making those noises. And that's really common in boxing. For instance, there was a special that came on, I want to say ESPN years ago, called Fighting Ali. Every single person that fought Ali except for George Foreman has CTE so bad that they were like mumbling the whole time. Every single one of them.
Jesus.
So that era of boxing when boxing was its most popular, all those people are fucked. Except for George Foreman. He's the only one.
And he's a little retarded.
Yeah, he probably started off with a lower IQ. His guard system was tight. It did eliminate. He was big, and he would put his hands like this.
Yeah, he's like, ain't nobody messing up my brains.
Monarchy. Have you heard of my grill? I stole it from Hulk Hogan. He really did.
Did he?
Yeah, so like Hulk Hogan had this gripe with his ex-wife. Like, I think during the divorce, he complained that she cost him like $100 million, all because she didn't pick up the phone when they called. So they called Hulk Hogan first to try to get him to endorse the grill.
Really?
And his wife didn't pick up the phone.
Talking about Terry?
Yeah, and his wife didn't pick up the phone, so they called George Foreman because he's the next person on the list. They picked up the phone. And they called Hulk Hogan back. They had already sold the grill, so he got a blender.
Dang.
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
That's rough.
Yeah, like if you mention in your divorce, you've been salty for years about it. Bitch, I wanted the grill. Every time he saw it in Walmart, he probably like just stared at her.
Yeah.
Could have been us.
That was her name, right? What was her name?
I don't remember. I think his name is Terry.
His name is
if
Terry.
both of them name is Terry, that would be awesome. It's Terry and Terry.
I really thought her name was too for some reason.
If I say Hulk Hogan's,
making that up.
If I say Hulk Hogan's wife, you automatically have a picture in your head of what she looks like, and it's probably like some 80s chick with blonde hair and
Yeah,
big tits.
teased hair with
I'm
giant
imagining
titties.
Dog the Bounty Hunter's wife.
Yeah, exactly.
Beth.
Hulk Hogan's wife.
Yeah. That's what I'm imagining in my
She
head.
wears the acid wash jeans. Oh, fuck. That'd be terrible.
Oh my god. I mean, I would be kind of like salty too, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, I would. I'd be mad. I'm like, why didn't you just fucking pick up the phone? You're always on your phone. Why couldn't you just fucking pick it up? Yeah, I would be mad.
Anything else happen cool that you guys have noticed? You got any new cars?
No, I don't. I'm not buying any more cars right now until we leave. I'm not gonna pick up anything. Otherwise, I run the risk of being stuck with it.
Well, then you got to transport it.
Yeah, and I can't deal with that. Nope. Not doing it. So now I'm just chilling right now. Just all my money is in my account, looking real pretty. Not out on any cars. I ain't got no parts that I'm hunting for. I don't have any of that stuff going on right now. So it's kind of, that part is relieving, but getting my whole family moved into the RV and like moving the RV is a lot of fucking work. So
What's
keeps me occupied.
What do you have to do exactly?
Well,
to move them?
Well, just last time we were in the RV, my kids were a lot younger than they are right now, and like, you know, as they move up, you know, every 6 months they're into different stuff, they're into different toys. Like, dude, last time we were in the RV was like pre-Hawaii, so like, dude, we still had like training, like pull-ups and like baby wipes and stuff in the RV, and like bottle parts and stuff. So like, you know, we're going through all that stuff. You know, we don't use any of that type of stuff anymore. So there's that. Like there's things like the other day I had to go over and hook a water line to it and flush out all of my lines because I've had this RV safe coolant in all of the lines that's been sitting there so nothing freezes and cracks and breaks and stuff like that. But I had to go flush out all that stuff, and then I had to drain out all of the water and stuff. There's just so much crap to do. I don't know. I had an ant infestation that I had to deal with on the outside of it.
Oh.
Damn.
So yeah, just from where it's been sitting.
Like, you just come out and you just like look like a hive was on that bitch.
Dude, I had a line of fucking ants going up across and like into this one seal.
They were trying to claim your shit.
I'm trying.
Doo-doo.
They got soaked the fuck down though, and they all dead now.
Oh, there's a
For
split
myself.
sec. Like, there's certain insects that people are always going to be cool with you like taking out. Ants is one of them. Like,
Yep.
even spiders, people will be like, just move it outside because they have some type of value. Nobody's like, save that ant. They're like, ew, ants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Robert has like a phobia. I don't remember what it's called. It's like a legit thing.
Of
though,
what?
Like of ants. Like large colonies of ants and shit like
guess.
that. Like if he sees like a line of ants like going up the wall or something like that, dude will run. Like get goosebumps on his arms and run from ants.
That's
It's
funny.
such a weird thing.
Maybe he like was traumatized as a child.
Maybe,
like,
I don't
maybe he
know.
was like he just walked into like a red ant.
Yeah.
Got fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just ingrained.
Ain't there some movie back in the day where or maybe it was a torture way where they put people over red ants and then like
Oh,
tie
it
their
sucked.
bodies down?
Yeah.
That would suck.
Yeah. I know they used to do that with rats too.
Yep.
They would just put your hand in a cage with a rat, and it was like, guess what's gonna happen?
Put like a tin thing over you with the rat inside, and then heat up the tin.
Didn't they do that shit in Wicker Man? Didn't they throw something like put a mask on him and
I
start
think-
throwing?
yeah,
it was
I
bees
think-
though.
Yeah, it was bees.
Oh, the
It
bees.
wasn't rat. It was
That was the
definitely bees.
worst acting by Nicolas Cage ever. He's like, oh, it hurts so
Whatever.
bad. Ow, ow.
I still love that movie.
No, the movie's good. Like, it's
I
like,
fucking love Nicolas Cage. Like he's like second favorite to Arnold Schwarzenegger, obviously, but yeah, that movie was pretty bad. I mean, the original was kind of bad too.
yeah, but at least the old one had Christopher Lee in it, so he like,
Yeah.
no matter what movies he's in, he's like, yes. Because in real life, Christopher Lee's like, I have a fascination with the occult. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that dude fucking eats people.
I mean, I love folk horror anyway, so it's. But yeah, there it is, right there. It's like,
No,
It
not
wasn't
the...
even like it wasn't even a jar. It was like an open cage or something, wasn't it?
Worst acting ever. Like,
Not the bees.
all CGI. They
Like,
should have at least thrown grasshoppers on his face.
He should just don't move. They don't really attack. They don't hurt you unless you.
Fuck
swing
that.
them.
Bees, yes, they do. Let me tell you about me and bees have a contentious relationship. I will not even I won't actively go out and kill them unless they're on my crib. I remember the last time I almost got stung by a bee.
You remember the last time you almost got stung by a
Yeah,
bee?
cause I'm highly allergic.
What the
so
hell?
it was probably within a couple weeks before that I got stung by a hornet so bad that my fingers swole up till we got those little white spots where the skin was about to rip open, and they were like, "Oh, you're highly allergic now." So I was mowing the lawn at my old house, and I would always wear a hoodie just in case because I figured it's a little bit of a deterrent from a bee. All of a sudden, I feel something hit my shoulder, and I think I got a piece of grass or something had gone under my shirt or a twig when I went under the trees. And I looked down, and there's this bee pulling his guts out of my hoodie because he had tried to sting me. And I looked down at him, and I was like, "Fuck you."
You probably smacked at him though.
No. I was mowing the lawn, so maybe the vibrations fucked with him. But
Was he a yellow jacket or was he an actual
regular honeybee.
Yeah, if
Because,
he was a yellow jacket, then he wouldn't have lost his ass.
Yeah,
A
Oh,
regular
yeah,
honeybee
that's
sting you
right,
and lose
that's
their
right.
ass.
What are
A
the
yellow
bees
jacket
that,
can keep going.
What are the bees that live in the ground?
Oh, those
Yellow jackets.
Yeah, yellow
I
jackets.
have a great story
Fuck
where
them.
I was mowing the lawn.
Yup.
And
That's how they get you.
I thought it was like a stone because the stones fly and they hit you on your leg and you're like, ow, So I thought it was that, but then it happened 2 or 3 times. I'm like, what the am I rolling over
Nope.
pebbles? And then all of a sudden, I felt one on my ass, and I was like, ow! And I looked down, and there's they're just swirling around me, and I ran. I just
Yup.
let the
What else
I
can
let
you
the
do?
mower go, and I ran up the driveway, and I was like, ah!
I remember we used to have this indentation in the ground, and I thought it was where a stump had gotten taken out of my grandfather's lawn. Turns out it was a fucking wasp nest. It was second base. We used to use it. I put my foot on that bitch, and by the time I got to third base, they were attacking me. My grandmother.
Oh shit!
My grandmother thought that I had fallen off my bike and my leg got caught in the chain because I was like, oh. And ever since then, I've been allergic as shit. But I got my grandfather took me outside after he had dealt with it a little bit, and he let me put gasoline to set that bitch on fire.
Tight.
So genocide to all yellow jackets.
Yeah, fuck y'all.
They don't even. Do they pollinate?
No,
Nah,
they don't
fuck
at all.
Them.
No,
Fucking eradicate them.
no. All I do is sting.
All they do is be dickheads.
Yeah, wasps,
They like
Hornets.
nature's Karens.
hornets, whichever one yellow jackets are. All those are non-pollinators.
I bet you there's somebody sitting around don't kill them. The same way people are about alligators in Florida. I went to Florida one time and there was a schoolyard and it had a 6-foot fence and it said watch out for alligators. And then I was like, why would they do that? They climb the motherfucking fences.
What?
Alligators can climb fences. I didn't believe it, so I looked online. There's definitely videos of alligators climbing over fences, mouth open. That's the scariest shit ever. If I was on a playground playing fucking basketball, and all of a sudden I see a fucking dinosaur climbing over the fucking fence.
Yeah, coming after me.
Oh, fuck every bit of that.
I think a lot of people don't want you to hurt them because if you're spraying shit, it's not just gonna kill them.
Well, they're
It's
not
gonna
even
kill
the
the good things too.
they're not even the dangerous thing in Florida anymore. Apparently, during one of the hurricanes,
Crackhead smoking flocka.
yeah, all day eating faces.
Mhm.
There was apparently some type of marine biology or reptile center in the middle, near the Everglades. When Katrina came through, that shit got knocked down, and all of those fucking Burmese pythons and anacondas
We're
escaped.
free!
Apparently, it's bad. Apparently, things like the muskrat and raccoon populations have gone down by 95%. Even deer are getting fucked up by them. They're
crazy.
finding pythons exploded because they try to eat motherfucking alligators, and they're just
Damn.
feet hanging out of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's an invasive species. They're gonna take over. They're from Burma. They ain't from fucking
Yeah.
Everglades.
Yeah, they're just
Imagine being the apex predator
Nobody-
there, and then something just wraps you up and just tries to eat you.
Yeah.
And it's even worse because then they pop. So you just died for nothing.
Yeah.
My buddy Colby, like, he's an animal technician, like it is a vet tech, like for exotic vet tech by trade. But then, like on his off days, he goes out with a guy, and they get paid to bag and tag iguanas, Burmese pythons, like all kinds of invasive species.
Are
and shit
iguanas
like that.
a problem, or what do they go after?
They don't really go after anything. They're just like overpopulating, and they're just like I'll tell you. When I lived in Florida, one of the funniest fucking thing was every first couple cold days, which like it was like below like 50 or something for a couple hours in the morning. The iguanas, they like freeze in the trees. They fall out on people and they hit people's fucking heads, dude. So they have warnings on the news to look up above your head for iguanas so they don't
Falling
fall
iguanas.
on you. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But yeah, that's what Colby does for like a part-time gig, man.
Dude.
Going out and they collect invasive species.
Does he wear one of those hats with all the teeth on it, like them dudes that like?
No, I don't think so. He just started doing it a couple months ago.
Like whenever you see any of those videos, and it's always in Florida of people like catching alligators that are in people's backyards. The dude always shows up wearing like khaki shorts that have obviously been cut off and some type of necklace or a hat with teeth
Yeah.
on it. There's
Yeah.
never like a regular dude that shows up like, I'm ready to catch him wearing New Balances. There's always a dude. It's like,
Or a hat with like a fishing hook on it.
Oh, that's minimum protocol, I think.
it's just like when we when COVID happened and like everybody watched fucking Tiger King. Everybody knows if you see a person that like has big cats, you're like, yeah, that guy's a douchebag. It's like there's no. It seems like there's nobody that owns a tiger that's not an asshole.
They're all assholes.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
I don't think I'd ever want a tiger, like, or any type of animal that could like kill me just by accidentally, like being like, hey, that's mine.
Yeah. I mean, like you can like you can have one and it never hurt you
Yeah,
because
you
you're
could.
taking. It's got enough space. It's got the things that it needs. It's got all the food that it
Yeah,
needs. I think people miscalculate how much they need to survive.
Well,
like how
it's-
much they need to eat.
It's also it's probably safer, honestly, to have a tiger because you're not going to be like letting it in the different areas than the people that get like chimps. Chimps seems like a recipe for like at least your friend to get their face eaten.
Yeah.
There because apparently that lady that like that chimp ripped her friend's face off. I know that like that lady was like that thing was a ticking time on. Apparently she used to give that motherfucker Xanax.
Yeah, see that thing was already had aggressive issues to
Oh,
begin
yeah.
with. So like there's an underlying problem though because of that. Like animals aren't inherently like that unless there's something
provoked.
that one, it's provoked.
Well, I
and
think
two,
what it was-
it's missing something that it needs.
Out of its environment.
I think she
Yeah.
used to let that chimp like be like more like her kid, and he would like get stuff from her. So I think her friend was taking away attention from him one day, and then it just lost its shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like have you guys ever seen what's that Jordan Peele movie about the aliens, the alien ship, this UFO, them?
No, not.
Nope.
Yeah. Nope.
Nope. And Nope, like there's a scene, there's like a subplot in that involving one of the characters where he was a child actor, and spoiler alert, and they have a monkey on set, and that monkey fucking kills everybody except
Monkeys
him.
are fucked up.
Oh yeah, and they show a like this motherfucker like eats people's faces.
Yeah.
Like what do you think a primate would do? So
Yeah.
don't own monkeys unless they got tails. I think that's the general rule. If you own a monkey, it has to have a tail. And even then, there's a video online of somebody, I want to say in India, that's got like some type of like, I want to like a smaller monkey that people typically, maybe a spider monkey. The spider monkey walks up to this nigga and grabs the front of his head and rips and peels his scalp back to skull.
Oh my god. Yeah, like I don't like I said like I don't think animals.
No, they don't want to
especially
chill
them,
with us.
They're
wanna-
not
no.
inherently like
No.
aggressive like
They
that.
want to be
unless-
fucking the female of their species and be
That's
left the
it.
fuck alone.
That's it.
You want to eat
Yeah.
fucking small fruits and climb trees. They got tails. They don't wear pants. You know how demoralizing it is if you ain't supposed to be wearing something and they put you in it. Like if I woke up every morning and there was some big dude that walked in here and was like, you gonna wear a dress today, I'd be in a fucking shitty existence. And imagine being so small that a motherfucker just grabs you by your neck and just puts you in some like little monkey suit. Like one of the little like vest.
Horrible.
I can't imagine because I'm not a chimp.
Well, no, like being forced to do something that's like totally out of your nature, like like against every rule for your species?
I don't know. I think like if you raise an animal from little baby,
Yeah.
like it's gonna like it's a wild animal. Obviously, it's gonna it needs things, and if it's not being fulfilled, it's gonna act
Well, yeah,
aggressively.
like it was what's it called? In SeaWorld, that Blackfish documentary, they talk
Yeah.
about down to where you can tell if it's an orca in captivity by dorsal fin, because if they keep them in that captivity, one of the things that happens is that dorsal fin doesn't have to be used as much, so it just goes limp. So that's like I think there's been like 4 or 5 Shamus, and one of the Shamus is the one that fucking drugged that lady to the bottom.
And it's
all
so
of them.
sad because it's like the thing is, when that happened, it wasn't intentionally trying to be aggressive. It was playing.
Right.
But it's a huge, huge animal,
Yeah.
and its trainer is a little person. So that animal has no idea that, like,
Honestly,
I'm playing with my friend. Oh, it has no
honestly,
idea.
With orcas, you're probably safer with a wild one as long as it doesn't think that you're a seal. Like,
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, like if you're constantly playing and training it, and it thinks like, oh, this is part of the routine. Let me bring her down. Like, I'm going to get this treat at the end of this. Why isn't she moving? Why am I not getting a treat? They don't understand.
give me them treats in your pocket, bitch.
Also, if you've ever seen an enclosure for those animals, it's
Tiny.
fucking ridiculous. Like there's no way that they'd
Yeah.
be happy.
I
They're not
can't-
being fulfilled.
I
so
can't
of
believe it took
course.
this long for people to be appalled by SeaWorld after, like, when we were, like, fucking, like, 12, they made Free Willy or some shit.
Yeah. And
Ma-
still people like
Air Bud. Fuck, man.
They had the worst movies back in the fucking
Yeah.
90s.
They did.
The 80s were just Coke movies, and then fucking 90s was just like,
Animal abuse.
we're a little,
Yeah.
we're hungover. Just make whatever you want. Put Robin Williams in the dress again.
That's the only thing kept him alive. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Fucking guy.
Woo! All right. So did you guys hear about milk?
No.
Milk in the U.S. is starting to test positive for H5N1 bird flu fragments.
Ew.
Fucking sick.
Thank
But
Watch
God
out, Wook.
I don't drink that shit.
But the FDA says the milk supply is A-OK. Apparently,
course they
following
do.
flu outbreaks in dairy farms across the U.S., including fragments of the virus have been found in samples. The USDA and the FDA say that the viral particles are inactive and pose no threat to consumers.
Why are they telling us about it?
Horse
Yeah,
shit. There's
exactly.
already motherfucking pus all in that shit.
Ew.
Yeah.
What?
So if you get if you buy the expensive, like, either raw milk or organic milk, two things that are better about it. And if you drink it, you can, like, taste the distinct difference. You can look at it. So on big factory farms, they're using machinery to milk these cows. That machinery a lot of times causes cracks in the teeth. To treat that, they give them antibiotics. So they suck the fucking pus out
Ew.
of that pussy ass
This is
milk.
exactly why I don't drink that shit. Like I never understand. My dad will drink it like it's actual like glass of water. He will have 3 to 4 glasses of milk a day, and to me, like, that's just so fucking
So
gross.
I will
cannot. The taste of it, first of all, like, how can you, like, you've got to be a real psychopath to drink that many glasses of milk.
So
a
I will
day.
drink. I was used to drinking milk as a kid because I had broke, like, my leg and my arm by the time I was like 7. So the doctors told my parents I needed more calcium. So that I ended up drinking more milk as a kid. I don't drink it the same way anymore. So in terms of, like, a supplement to boost calcium for kids, because you can flavor it and it's like, oh, this is good, like chocolate milk or whatever. And when you're a kid, you're used to drinking milk, that flavor,
Right.
like, so. But yeah, as an adult, like, I don't think I'd ever, like, come home and be like, ugh.
It's also a fallacy. There's not a lot of calcium in milk. Like they say, oh yeah, like, drink milk. It's got a lot of calcium. You can get you get more calcium from eating broccoli than you do.
I wonder if it's because it's a liquid and it's more bioavailable quicker for kids, maybe, or maybe it's easier to get kids to drink that than it is to get them to eat broccoli.
My kids drink milk and eat broccoli, so fuck y'all.
Strong bones. They can jump off. They can jump off. A lot of people also don't take magnesium, and you got to take that as well, or for bones. A lot of people just leave that out. But they make so many supplements now for like bone health that bone health. I got supreme bone health.
They got these bones.
But yeah, watch out. Don't drink milk. It's nasty. Unless you're gonna drink a milkshake and then drink the fuck out.
Wook drinks like half a gallon of milk a day.
But he probably buys that fucking Wook milk. He probably buying like fucking. This one came from fucking a cow named Betsy.
Artisan
free
fucking
range.
milk.
He knows the cow's name and the month it was made.
We used to buy that shit from the Giving Tree for like $12 a gallon.
Giving Tree is open again. They do have a lot of cool stuff there. All the way in Linden, Virginia.
I've never been there.
What?
Yeah, I've never been there.
It's
Cool shop.
It's almost like the combination of like a farmer's market with like hipster mustaches.
There you go.
Oh, well, some of my kind of place. I
You
like hipster shit.
but yeah, I think they have like cheese and all kinds of other stuff and like
Ice cream,
honey,
everything.
like all local. So go over to Giving Tree if you hate Walmart.
Oh yeah, I absolutely hate the place.
Walmart, I've been there probably like twice in the last month. They don't ever have registers open, man. They are just asking people to steal everything. And then when I was leaving, there wasn't anybody in the front. I could have stole everything in the store and just walked out.
Yeah.
Yo,
Like, bye.
Kenny Johnson the other day said on Facebook, he said when he sees those people, he just crumbles up his receipt and throws it at them. Every time I see one of them people, I'm just waiting. I just want to do that so bad, dude.
I know they profile because like they will stop other people before me. Another trick to not be bothered by them is just to have your receipt and be like, let me just show it and just keep walking.
You look at them or you look at the people that are in front of you and you go, excuse me, and you walk around them.
Yep.
Because that's what I do every single time. I go,
walk
oh yeah,
around.
excuse me, and I walk around them.
I definitely will make eye contact with the person and keep walking. I'm not stopping.
What
Yeah.
are you gonna make me check on? No, you're not doing that. I
So-
paid for my shit, and what I didn't pay for, I'm not gonna tell you about.
Yeah, they're all in bags. Do you see the fucking bags?
I have a
Get
rule.
outta here.
I have a rule. I'm gonna do my best to scan that barcode.
Yeah,
But if I don't hear a bing when I scan that barcode across there, that's on you.
yeah,
Yeah.
nice try.
You should have
Fire me.
You should.
Yeah.
And if they come over and they're like, "You didn't scan that," I'll be like, "Oh," and I'll scan it,
Let me review my employee training.
or I'll let them scan it for me. I have seen old people go to Walmart and make some person at the front scan all their items like it's a regular register.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
I've definitely
That's a
seen that
power
too.
move.
Yeah.
They're like, nah.
Nah, you still gonna do it.
I'm not waiting in that line over there.
As much
You
as
doing it?
I hate Walmart. Like I'm like forced to go there because
Yeah.
let me tell you,
Martin's expensive.
Martin's is ridiculous.
You know what else is fucking terrible about Martin's? I gotta cue up some music.
Like I don't usually eat mayonnaise. I don't drink soda, but my dad does, and like he can't really drive, so I have to go to the store for him. A fucking 12-pack of soda is $10 now.
That's insane.
$10 fucking dollars at Martin's.
Fritos is like $7 for a
yeah,
little
for
bag.
Fritos.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it was insane. And the mayonnaise, like a little tiny like jar, $6. I'm like, are these? Like, they're insane. They're
Y'all paying
gouging.
them giant prices.
Yeah, it's insane.
Giant.
It's not even good.
Giant price.
Well, Giant is all right. So peep this, Martin's, step your motherfucking game up. Every time I go in there, there's some empty ass shelves. It ain't COVID no more. It ain't supply chain issues. Why the fuck is there not pizza crust? It's pizza crust. You got every other ingredient except for pizza crust. You know what else y'all don't have? Little 6-pack cases. Create your own 6-pack. Then when I go to the register, motherfuckers can't even ring it up. I gotta bring out a special book. They don't even have the motherfuckers. Make the barcode right. Martin's, you suck. Your beer cooler is warm. Half time I go in there, it feels like a sauna. And also, y'all need to y'all need to stare at parents with these raggedy ass children. Let me tell you, I went in there today. I'm in the beer cooler. You know what I think about beer cooler? Adults over 21. This little ass honky walks up to my motherfucking cart and grabs shit out of it and is like, ooh. I've never yelled at a child in public before. And I was like, hey! And he shook. And I was happy with that.
And he walked out of the cooler. 2 minutes later, big fat ass mama come in there with him. And she looked at me. I looked dead in the eye. I was waiting for her to be like, did you yell at my child? And I'll be like, goddamn right. You and your little baby kids ass motherfucker. Watch your motherfucking kids. I saw these motherfuckers in several aisles. Couldn't even get crackers. I had to wait for them to move. Discipline. I'm not even saying whip your kid's ass. You ain't got to go 1960s, my dad. What you need to do is just be like, hey, we are in public. There are decorum rules. You know what happens when adults come by with a cart? Move, you little bastard!
Yeah. Also, don't take shit out of someone else's cart.
Oh, dude, I've never seen that shit.
That's
I was
so
like,
weird.
I'm the only one in there. Who the fuck else is going? You ain't even supposed to be in here. This is the beer cooler.
I would have been like, what are you doing?
I just looked at him like, I seriously looked at him, and he walked right up to the cart, right up to it. It was like, like pulled my cheese out. I was like, hey!
Like, what are you doing?
I would have looked at him and been like, you know, it's just me and you in here, right? Mommy can't hear you right now.
That motherfucker was just like, you can, his dad didn't whip his ass enough. I'll say that right now. Nobody's yelled at him like, hey, little nigga! Should have happened. All right, that's my piece.
All
On
right.
Martin, step your game up. Because
Well,
Giant,
I will drive all the way to Wegmans now. 'Cause I'm sorry.
In Gainesville?
I do. I drive all the way to Wegmans for groceries.
In Gainesville?
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
It's only like 35 minutes from my house. If I like straight from the mountain.
I
and
will
go
say
there.
Wegmans is like white people heaven.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's so cheap too. Like the tomato sauce, $1.05 for their store brand.
And
Like,
it's good.
Yeah, and they have the fancy shit too.
If
so
I'm driving that far, I'm going to Aldi.
yeah.
I'm going to
Aldi's
Lidl.
Okay.
Lidl.
There's a Lidl out here, or you got to go to Winchester?
Luckily, there's one in Ashburn. I got to go there to teach on Saturday mornings, so I usually go by there. Let me tell you, those motherfuckers are smart as shit. They have like croissants and all kinds of other stuff because it is a European chain, so they make their like a lot of bread, and it's all like it's not a bunch of fucking horse shit like American bread. It's like ciabatta and like but they make croissants. And the motherfuckers, I think that they're just like they're cooking like a batch at all times. So when you walk in, you're like, I want a croissant. They know what they're fucking doing.
I like food.
Like it smells like croissant everywhere.
Oh yeah, like the croissant. I've never seen a cold croissant in that bitch. They always warm and buttery.
See, that's why I like Wegmans, man. Their bread is so good. Like it's always warm when you grab it and put it in the cart. You're like, ooh, it's freshly baked. Yeah. Also, they have like sushi and like they have the food bars there. It's awesome. I love.
The only time I've been
Wegmans.
in a Wegmans, I was far too stoned to be inside of a grocery store.
Yeah, you end up spending like $1 million because they do have the premium stuff.
Well, and you always. I don't know about y'all, but every time I've been stoned inside a motherfucker, it's always been like everybody knows. They can tell what's in my cart, and they know. 'Cause about halfway through, you figure out that you've gotten all these stoner foods in that motherfucking cart.
I got 5 things of Nutella, Reese's cups,
Bagel bites.
I got fucking Fanta,
Yeah, dude. When
Muddy Buddies.
when I was in my 20s, we used to go to Shoppers Food Warehouse. Those carts were rather juvenile. Like you spend like $150 on beer, candy, and fucking like, things you can
Muddy
microwave. Oh
yeah, exactly. And Muddy Buddies.
Muddy Buddies are not shit no more. They've got other things. I saw the other day they've got like the big thing now I think in snacks is popcorn because I've never seen so much popcorn in one goddamn
a lot
aisle.
of different popcorn out now.
I saw that they have these things, and I guess it's like the new Muddy Buddies. It's popcorn balls. And they have them for different brands. They have fucking Fruity Pebbles popcorn balls. I almost fucking got diabetes looking at them.
That sounds gross.
It sounds gross, but it also sounds fucking
Like sweet and savory. I get it, but like it just
not even
sounds
that.
gross
It just
to me.
it sounds like something you would be like very high and be like, we should make this.
My favorite popcorn right now is the corn, the one that
Kettle
actually,
corn?
Yeah, not the kettle corn. I hate that shit.
Oh, the street corn, the Hers street corn.
It tastes like roasted corn. It's like so good. It's so delicious.
Fire roasted corn from Hers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm fucking fat.
Yeah.
I know. I know what
good.
brand makes the
It's
popcorn.
so like savory. I like salty shit. I'm not really into the sweet.
So DARPA went and finally did it.
Mm.
They made the first flame-throwing
dog drone. So you guys have seen the Boston Dynamics video where they have different things. Apparently, they've started attaching weapons. The first weapon they attached is this motherfucking monstrosity.
It kind of looks like the dog. You've seen that show on Netflix with the dog?
Black Mirror.
Yes.
With the heavy metal episode.
Yeah, the dog like is like killing like.
Oh, that shit's so fucked up. That's
it
probably
looks exactly like it, except for the face. Like that's kind of crazy.
So in that episode, it's all in black and white, and it's about people trying to get around during this apocalypse caused by like pretty much like Terminators. And at one point, they're trying to find somebody, and you can't make noise if these things track you down. It's rather realistic. Those motherfuckers run fast as shit. We gotta stop doing this.
Yeah, this is like it's all fun and games, but next week that shit's gonna be self-aware, and then we're gone.
Well, a lot of people, they got really the government themselves, and different governments, not just ours, have started to talk more and more about aliens. Right? They're talking about like a lot of these like UAPs is what they call them now instead of UFOs. A lot of people that are more conspiratorially like minded, the people that are almost borderline flat earther or whatever people, they talked about how it's not aliens. Some people are saying it's extra dimensional beings, like they're mapping the DMT realm, because there is a governmental project where they dose people up intravenously with DMT, and they get them
keep them in the state,
and they're trying to get them to map the DMT realm. You don't understand how awesome a job that would be. Like, wow. Let's dose you up for a few hours with some DMT and just let you chill in there. You're going to map the realm. You know how unreliable? I've done DMT. I could not map, like, you want me to map Roger Rabbit's cartoon Wonderland? Because that's about as accurate.
Beavis and Butthead's experience.
Yeah, dude. That shit. I don't undernd. Like, I haven't
been. Who are they asking to do this though?
They're scientists and
like someone who's lucky.
But I know maybe as you do more DMT, or if you're in that state longer, maybe it allows you to talk more or explore. I don't know, like how to explain it, because whenever you talk about people being on DMT, or you as a person that's done it, and you say what you saw, a lot of people are like, look at you like, you crazy.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how many people have, like, a lot of people have done mushrooms or microdose. You get the shiny stuff. DMT, there's no more normal reality. It goes away. A lot of people have done, what was that shit that was popular in the early 2000s? Salvia. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people have talked about, I've seen people do salvia. I've never, when that was popular, I never did it. But I'd seen people take it, and it seemed like they take it, and then all of a sudden they're almost shocked, and like whatever they're sitting on is not what they were sitting on a couple seconds ago.
Yeah.
I don't think, maybe DMT isn't as jarring because your body produces it as you sleep, so that it going into your body, and the fact that your body knows what to do with it, so the half-life and everything is like a lot more able for you to do it and not flip the fuck out or have some type of adverse reaction. But it seems like, I don't know, I personally, if I had to be stuck in the DMT realm for like more than that allotted period that you get, that would be it would be too much. Like way too much.
I think it would be frightening. It's like having a nightmare, kind of like, you know.
Especially depending on your.
No, it's like somebody gives you the job of going on like in a super, super, super intense roller coaster, but at the same time there's a movie playing off to the sides, and they're asking you at the end of the ride, tell me about the movie. Yeah. And you're like, what? Are you? I just did 38 fucking flips in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Oh, yeah.
You're like, tell me about the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You know?
I also think that it's weird that they would like ask anybody to do something like that, because everybody's different. I think that it like psychedelics kind of delve into your subconscious. Like when I took DMT, my experience was what I was experiencing at that moment in my life. Like I had just lost my brother, so it was natural that the first thing that I would see is my brother on a couch talking to me without being able to hear what he was saying. But it was my brain's way of like coping and giving me closure, because I got to speak. We didn't talk to each other, but in my mind, I got to see him, and I got to say goodbye in a certain kind of way. So I think everybody's experience is different. So
The only unifying experience that I've heard from other people, it's not always the same vision. Some people see what they call like clockwork elves, and they almost be like they try to calm you down or whatever, be like it's okay or whatever's happening. I've heard people like that took themselves too serious and were aggressive. Those same like clockwork elves or whatever they saw were like fuck you and like making fun of them and laughing at them like jesters. For me, when I did it, I saw when my eyes were open and my hand was out, it looked like shiny, almost like there was an overlayer, and I couldn't tell what it was. And then I closed my eyes and I could see the outline of my hands and like, you know, what you normally see, but everything was dark and it looked like computer code was going in between, like all around my hands. And when I touched something, it would go into it. And for me, it made me feel like everything's connected, and I think that is the only thing that I've heard other people say where I was like, oh yeah, that I understand that. I understand what you're saying. Like even if they don't tell me what visual they saw, they're like it's all connected, and it's like because I know when I came out, like, and this was like probably like 10 or 15 years ago, I was definitely like, wow, that was. I don't even want to talk about it. For the first 5 or 10 minutes, I was like,
you have no idea what you just experienced.
And then even when I had a grip of what I experienced or like I could formulate it into words, I didn't want to say it because I was like, this sounds fucking crazy. Like this sounds like when I'm going to start saying this, everybody's going to be like, George's lost his shit. So I don't think it's one of those things that you, because I don't think it should be like a recreational thing. Far be it for me to tell other people what they can and can't do.
Sure.
But for me, that's like a once or twice in a life. Like the same way people look at ayahuasca and things like that. It's such a profound thing compared to like mushrooms or like drinking a beer, or do any other like mood altering thing that I was like, I don't want to say like some cliche bullshit like you got to respect it, but it's like, yo,
No, you should.
that shit is kind of like,
It's not
Gotta
like
be
eating
in the
mushrooms. It's like eating like a half
it's
or like an
God
ounce of mushrooms
fucking
at once.
it's like God putting his finger in your mouth.
and you're like peaking.
Oh, dude.
Immediately. Yeah.
They used to call it the businessman's high because your body knows what DMT is and it dissipates within like 15 minutes, even if it's a fucking mega dose. I do know that a lot of people that are into it, they still take the same dose and it lasts for 15 minutes. They're not taking it intravenously, but they go back in like after like 20 or 30 minutes and they do it like 3 or 4 times in a row.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard people have like DMT like vape pens now.
Yeah.
That's way too portable. You should know. It's got to be like, because when I did it, there was like, you choose your music. It's not a bunch of like other people like, you know, talking. It's like, even if other people are there, it's more like, let's make sure he don't fucking like do something stupid.
Respect it.
Yeah. So
This is weed or DMT. I don't know. Just hit it.
Imagine being at like a Snoop Dogg show and somebody hands you the wrong pen, and the next thing you're like,
Also, don't you have to be in the right mindset? Like you can't like.
yeah,
what
but
if
these
you're,
kids
like,
don't give a shit. They
you're
on that
like-
fucking Zaza all day.
That's true.
Fucking.
Like I can't imagine like being in a depressive like rut and being so sad and then taking that and it's like, oh my god, I really should die. Like that's fuck that. I don't need help.
Oh, that would be the worst.
Exactly. Yeah, that's just too much. Although I do think that everyone should experience at least once, like some sort of psychedelic at least once.
I don't think you should be able to.
It does really open up that, you know, I hate to say it, but it does open up that third eye a little bit.
You should definitely, to be able to be president, you should have to have had a psychedelic experience.
Yeah. For sure.
Apparently, they found an engraved bone from a bear, and it's the earliest recognized Neanderthal culture.
Oh.
What's it say on it? Fuck pigs.
Honestly, it looks like a bunch of hash marks without the crosses going.
Yeah, that's what looks like hash marks. I honestly think maybe it looks like someone was trying to cut the bear arm off, and they're like, it's writing.
What if it was just some kid being like, ying, ying, ying.
Yeah, like.
But it's a 4-limb bone, and it's cited as the evidence for the emergence of advanced cognitive abilities for our nearest relative, I guess.
So how old do they think it is?
115 to 130,000 years ago. He was living in a cave in Poland and etched a series of markings into a bare bone. It only consists of 17 lines.
Yeah, like
Not
maybe
lines
he's-
of text. Vertical lines going down
I
the
mean,
bone.
maybe they had the thing tied up and it was a bear trying to get out.
or maybe he was just counting how many days he hasn't like eaten.
I ate this bone 14 days ago. There's other Neanderthal artifacts, but this one is apparently
They only have 16.
well, like a lot of them don't show up before this time. They'll show up around 100,000 years. So this is, I guess, it sets the record back. But there's a lot of stuff they've been talking about. I watched two nerds get in a nerd argument and a debate over erosion on the side of the Sphinx. One of them supports the I guess the overlying theory that there hasn't been water there in a certain period of time. And there's a lot of people that think that the erosion on the side of the Sphinx and its head being smaller suggests that like it's much older than the rest of the things in I want to say I
I've
forgot
heard
what
that.
the Great Pyramid is, but it's I forget what they call that area, but apparently a lot of that stuff they're trying to push the record back. There's such things as Göbekli Tepe and other things that they can't totally substantiate, but a lot of people are like, it was interesting because nerds argue totally different from like regular people. It's not like they don't get aggressive, they just start laughing at each other's points. They're like and then eventually one of them gets mad, but it's not the normal mad where you're like, yo, I'm gonna fuck you up. It's like
Well,
you
yeah.
start getting ready. Like, it's like watching two 5-year-olds fight because they don't have. There's no threat of violence between the two of them. They're not
No.
gonna fight each other, but they're gonna be salty. They're just gonna bitch at each other like two 7 and 8-year-old brothers, being like, "Fuck you, fuck you. I bet you I'll eat all your fucking. I eat all the goldfish, so you can't have them."
That's funny. And then somebody like me would be like, that erosion doesn't just happen from water. You ever seen a sandblaster?
So this one, so it's not apparently. There is records of there being more lush vegetation in that area, and they do say that there could have been erosion. But there is a theory that because of all the pyramids that are newer are shittier, like they're shittier construction. So what a lot of people say is there was an older civilization that made the original pyramids, and the other people came in after they had died off because of stone and lived there. But there's all kinds of theories. If you get into theories on fucking pyramids, it'll start off with like different theories, like such as the wind versus water erosion stuff, where you're actually debating points. To where people are like, "Did you know Egypt is where the Anunnaki was, and black people are the gods of the whole earth? Did you know that? That's a power. That's like the original Tesla coil." You know.
So like the whole like theory that they were shitty like earlier, right? So or later. That's kind of like houses now, right?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
like,
To a certain
houses
extent.
are really nice when they're like
I think
hundreds of years old, and then like my favorite thing right now is watching these reels with inspectors that go in and like inspect these multi-million-dollar houses
yeah.
that just pop up, like, and they are so shittily done.
So I can tell you from working new home construction for years, don't buy a house from Ryan Homes.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
not.
so one time I went into a house in Ryan Homes. I was delivering pipe for inside of a house, hot water heaters, all kinds of stuff. I went in and it smelled like a beer cooler, and I opened the door and I put the pipe in, put the everything else in, and then when I'm walking out, there's a dude on a ladder nailing in stuff, and he's got a bush light where you would normally have a
Bush heavy, buddy.
Yeah.
So to me, I was like, nope, never buying a house here. These motherfuckers. But like a lot of those houses, they come in on trailers, and the way that they dump these things off of trailers, there's trailers with like little rollers on it. They tip it up, and they just drive the truck out from underneath of it, and it hits the ground. And they just take pieces of the house with a crane, they put it up, and
Yep.
they nail it in with like
And
it's.
sometimes the nail doesn't always connect.
Oh
all the way.
fuck no!
So they'll like put
Oh,
pieces
there's
of
much-
wood in between it.
there's
to
much-
try to
There's
get
much
it.
more than that they do. So let's say,
they still call it stick construction though.
Yeah.
let me tell you, like there's other shit that goes into it. Let's say the electricians come in early on the day where the plumbers are supposed to be there, and they've already got their lines through. That plumber's gonna cut right through your wire because there's no hot going
Yep.
through it. So they're just gonna cut through that shit. So there's like, there's no telling how much fucked up shit is in those walls.
Yep.
Like there's houses that you don't know if your house got flooded out before you even got there. Like, did they test it and somebody didn't put a test ball in one of those like 4-inch pipes, just shooting water into the basement.
Yeah.
Like if it rains, they just
Yeah.
put a sub pump in the basement and pump all the muddy water out of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you get a house built, go look at that shit. You're liable to see some bush heavy getting slung around.
Also, if you don't live in your home all year round and you're going away for the winter, make sure you really, really like research the contractor that you're getting in to winterize your house, because they don't. Some of them just don't. When we bought our house, I guess the bank had a contractor come in to winterize the house, but when we went to look at the house, all of the pipes, and I'm not even joking, every single fucking pipe in that house was busted. They did
Oh,
not
shit.
winterize it.
Was it all copper or was it
No,
PVC?
it was PVC, and then
Ooh.
it was destroyed. So we had to get like a special like rehab loan in order to get the house. Yeah, now it's copper and it's wonderful, and we definitely, do our due diligence to at least winterize the parts that are going to be on the outside of the house because it gets cold on the mountain. But yeah,
Just
they
buy
don't.
some.
They don't do it. They take that money and they're like, yeah, we did it.
Just put some pipe insulation around it, guys. Come on, for Christ's sake,
It's not that hard.
man. Yeah, dude. Like, I've never had a pipe bust in any house I've ever lived in, so I've never had to go through that.
No, I haven't either.
I did.
How bad is it? Like,
It's horrible. It was you've seen the townhouse.
Yeah.
So back in the day when I bought this house, I was 20 years old. So I want to say it was like 20. It was 2000, year 2000. And we bought a house that had polybutylene. Now polybutylene is not sold anymore because it dry rots and it was busting.
Mhm.
I didn't know that when I bought the house. I know the inspector had mentioned it, but he said our pipes were good. Well, one night, me and my former husband were sleeping in bed, and I was so cozy, and I heard this like swishing sound, like shh. And just kind of opened my eyes. I'm like, do I hear a sink running? And then it just dawned on me, like, why would a sink be running? And I woke up and I'm like, that's splashing. And I wake up my husband at the time. I'm like, hey, I think there's water running. And we both shot up in the bed and we can hear the splashing. It's coming from downstairs. So we both go running downstairs and there's literally a waterfall in our living room, like straight up waterfall in our living room.
Fucking
And it
horrible.
was bad. It was bad. It was so bad because it was a townhouse. It got into the other house next to us. So yeah, their floor was destroyed. Our floor was destroyed. I mean, all the carpets had to be ripped out. It was pretty fucking bad. All the the drywall, a good 2 to 3 inches
at the bottom.
around.
Yeah.
It was so bad. I don't even know how long it ran, but that water bill was quite hefty the next month. So it sucks. Check your pipes, make sure there's no leaks.
Always
And if
be
you have
checking my
polybutylene,
pipes.
change that shit because it's no good.
You guys hear about Harvey Weinstein?
Ooh, no. What do you do now?
I think they're gonna have to retry him.
Yeah, they reversed this case or some shit.
Well, so what ended up happening was apparently the prosecutors called certain, I guess, witnesses with unsubstantiated claims or something of that magnitude and had them testify. And I guess that causes them to have a mistrial. They didn't let him out. He's still in jail until the court case. He got charged with rape, convicted. He's been in jail, sentenced to 23 years. Now they're talking about they're going to have to retry him. So at least it's not the way that Bill Cosby got out because they basically gave him a plea arrangement. Apparently, he is staying in jail. They're going to retry him. But everybody knows now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, good
it's
luck
like
finding a juror that ain't heard about that shit.
well, like Bill Cosby got away. Like, I don't want to say he got away, but he technically did. He is basically old, so he's got cataracts. So his life is basically over. Harvey Weinstein's still young, but I don't want to say he's young, but his crimes are so substantiated that I don't think he's ever going to get away with it. I don't think they're going to let him out of jail. And on top of that, he's already got nature's worst punishment. That motherfucker's got a gangrene penis.
Does he really?
Yeah, apparently
is that a thing?
yeah, apparently, I don't know if he got an STD or something that got infected, but apparently his dick is a shit show.
Ugh.
Imagine being
Ow.
a greasy motherfucker and you pull out a gangrene dick and you still get the guy to play with it.
Oh my god.
Because somebody did.
Oh my god.
Because how they gonna know that he's got a gangrene dick unless
That's
somebody's seen that?
fucking
Right.
Disgusting.
But
Barf. Fucking gross ass motherfuckers.
I mean, what would you do if a dude pulled out his hog and it was like pussy?
I'd be like, you need to fucking go to the hospital
Jesus
immediately.
Christ.
Wash
Like,
your dick.
like,
Look at what I've got.
What's that smell like?
ew.
Oh, ew. Fucking rotten fish.
Ew. Yeah, like, I don't want to think about this.
Look
I mean,
at my
he's
penis.
already like,
This is God. Think about gangrene penis.
oh, yeah.
Ugh.
I'm glad I've never experienced that ever in my life.
Me too. Like, if I fucking took off my pants and it was like anything other than normal penis, I'd be so concerned. Like, oh no! like gangrene. There's got to be steps before it turns
There
into
has to be.
gangrene.
Yeah.
Where there's a warning sign. There's something that you should have done. Like at least wash that shit.
Take a pill.
I also feel like if you're gonna be a nefarious motherfucker that sticks his dick in everything, why not get tested regularly just to make sure?
Yeah, and he was rich.
like, that's fucked up.
He
Be
could have got a
like,
transplant dick, and he just let that shit all alone.
I'm not that wily, but I still get tested. I got tested recently. I'm totally free of everything, and I feel good about that. So, like, if somebody's like doing stupid shit like that, like,
Yeah, you fucking girls from Hollywood at the very least. Like,
right?
that girl sucked lots of dicks to get to Hollywood. Like, what does it got to be the person that's not the person that's complaining about it, but the person that's like got an Oscar after you suck Harvey Weinstein's dick to be sitting at the award shows when other people are complaining about it? And
Yeah,
you're like,
really. You're like, well,
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Have you seen my Oscar?
that bitch got some gangrene on her lip.
Yeah, I never looked into those stories, but there's gotta be some like TMZ ass motherfucker that's got a list.
I would still tell. I'd be like, look at this Oscar. Also, that motherfucker made me suck his dick.
The worst was fucking what's her name? It was Rose McGowan. Like he fucked her over so bad that she shaved her head and started talking about like feminism now. Like you know how fucked up you got to be to like turn the girl that was just like in Scream to like fucking like shaved
Right.
head like mega feminist. Like you fucked up, dude. She used to be like a lipstick lesbian. What the fuck did you do?
Rose McGowan. I don't even like.
She always seemed crazy though.
I liked her better in Jawbreaker. Like
Yeah.
I don't even think about Scream. I think about Jawbreaker.
Well, I just think about her as that generation, like the people that would have been in Scream are like it's like the early 2000s, like late night, like 90s, like Brat Pack. It's like a lot of people, like the fake Johnny Depp. I don't remember that
The
nigga's name.
Mean Girls.
Yeah, and what was it Matthew Lillard,
Mhm.
Scooby Doo ass motherfucker?
Is that his name?
Yeah,
I hate that guy. He's
I-
like another Ben Stiller, man. I just can't fucking stand him.
you know who some people can't stand? I don't understand it. Maybe it's just 'cause I think he's funny as shit. Will Ferrell. A lot of people say
I
he's
love
not
What?
funny.
I
Yeah, dude.
love Will Ferrell.
I love Will Ferrell.
You can't say plums around me without me giggling like a schoolgirl.
Yeah.
My plums.
Yeah.
He's fucking
Plums.
great, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
fucking
some-
love you, man.
No, for real.
I don't know why, man. I fucking love you.
I can't believe to this day they haven't made a movie with Jack Black and Will Ferrell as like brothers.
Oh, that would be great.
Like they could be the new Danny DeVito and
And Schwarzenegger,
yeah.
twins.
Oh, dude, what if they made a sequel to Twins? Now's the time to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fucking great.
Because Danny DeVito is just ate up enough to where he could say some
Yeah.
wild shit. You can make that R-rated.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I'd definitely
If
see that.
Schwarzenegger would never be in it.
He'd be like,
Probably.
yeah, he would. Now he would. He'd be like, hey, let's go get prostitutes. Ah, yeah. What?
What's your favorite Ferrell movie?
Old school.
Old School is
Yeah,
good.
That's so good.
I don't like the movie, but I like the character he plays in that one where it's him and Marky Mark, where he's like, Gator don't take shit from nobody.
Oh, God, it's one of
The other ones or something?
Yeah, like they're both like cops or something. like
Yeah,
that.
but like Old School is probably the funniest that he's in. The funniest thing he's ever done though is when he plays in Eastbound and Down as the fucking
yes!
fake Ric Flair ass dude. That is the funniest shit he's
Yes.
ever. Let the boy watch.
Yeah, that's good.
She's sweating. She is not happy. She's trying to get away.
I like Step Brothers. Honestly.
Step Brothers
Step Brothers
I lo-
classic.
I
I'm
love
gonna rub
that
my
movie.
balls on you.
Classic, dude.
When they show his balls and he's matching his balls into his fucking tom drum, I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what it looked like.
Where they show the fucking movie with them on the yacht.
When he wrecks the boat. Why would you
Oh,
leave that in there?
God, it's so funny.
Boats and hoes.
Alright.
Oh, so Dave Chappelle's beefing with another. They finally did it. Fucking hip hop has made its way into stand up comedy. There's a comedian who came out his last. It was either Netflix or HBO special. Gerard Carmichael. He's a gay young black gentleman. He went on. He did an article. I think it was GQ or some other magazine. Interviewed him, and he basically talked shit about Chappelle, like saying that like your legacy is now like people just like think that you hate like trans people. And apparently, like Dave Chappelle was like, talk shit about other comedians. What the fuck we doing? This the one thing we don't do. It's the unwritten rule with comedians.
Yeah.
And apparently, like he thinks that Dave wants him to say sorry, but apparently a lot of people have come out because what Dave said to him was he came out in his last special. Man, that was courageous in 1996. So yeah, have you guys seen the new Dave Attell special, Hot Cross Buns?
Negative.
Oh man, this motherfucker.
That's
He hasn't done I believe a comedy special with just him in almost 20 years.
Right.
It's just as good as his last one.
Okay.
Like
I ain't seen him anything except for fucking Kill Tony.
All right, so like the new special is like fucking serious. Like every 3 seconds there's a joke, and at one point he takes out a recorder, starts playing recorders, and then at the end, I guess Netflix wanted him to film an hour-long special, and there was like 5 minutes or like 4 or 5 minutes left, so he just played a recorder to walruses.
And they're all just like, oh.
And there's like a timer.
They're like, every now and then they look at him. They're like,
It was perfect, and he still looks like a homeless person. I appreciate it so much.
what was the one that we watched?
Oh, Neil Brennan's new
Yeah,
special?
that
Yeah,
shit
Neil
was
Brennan's got a
funny.
new special too.
He had
And
this,
that one's
like,
really good.
Great. It's gonna sound weird. Rape joke,
No, the
but
joke.
it's funny. Like it's
The joke is about how like somebody said that rape is worse than murder, and he goes and like murder is more acceptable to talk about than
Yeah.
rape, because you can say you killed somebody or whatever.
Yeah,
And then
like-
he starts replacing those same.
he's like, let's lighten it up and see what happens here. Then he talks about like, you can't like change those words up. Like, if you don't come to your mother's birthday, I'm gonna rape you. Like,
Definitely good.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a lot different than his last special. His last special was called, I want to say, Boxes or something like that, and he talked about like these different facets of his life. And in the new one, it's pretty much straight stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
But he also alluded to the fact that he'd done a bunch of ketamine and ayahuasca.
Yeah.
So-
Tight.
yeah, you got to do it sometime.
Yeah.
Never. There's actually an article that just came up a minute ago. There was a while ago. There was a paramedic who had injected somebody with ketamine when they had, I guess, they were in medical distress. Police, fire trucks, everybody came out. And to calm him down, I don't know if this is a regular occurrence, but they injected him with ketamine, and he later died. The paramedic has been found not guilty and is not going to serve any time.
Oh, that's good.
Wonder what that's like.
To die from ketamine.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Must be
The ultimate
fucking
keto.
horrible.
Yeah, like, because I've been in a K-hole, and I remember, like, I don't know, I was probably like 17. Like, I don't know where we even got that shit from. But I remember being face down, and I knew another person was face down in a K-hole beside me. And I was like, are we dead?
I know
And he's
exactly
like, no,
where you
we're
guys
not
got
dead.
it from. This is the only
A
place.
veterinarian?
Well, no, there was only one place that you can get it, and wasn't
Man,
me, but it was definitely somebody I was working with. And
the early 90s were nuts.
remember that that place used to be an animal shelter. It was Morgana Animal Clinic in
It is.
Manassas.
It
Now
is.
it's just a clinic. Like
It-
they had to take the shelter away because
They were
they're-
selling all the ketamine?
They were fucking horrible. They weren't putting the animals down right. So I will never forget. There was one day
Ran
'cause
out of ketamine. Make
I-
it comfortable.
I used to work there. So like one day, they'd put like, and they would like put animals down like the day after they got them. It was really kind of fucked up. They put this cat down, and they typically just laid them like there just to, die. And then the next day we would have to clean them up and put them in the fridge to be taken to the incinerator. Well, I got there the next day, and this cat I opened the door, the cat saw me and was like meow, but it was dragging its like it was
Oh,
like,
fuck,
it was
man.
the most traumatizing
That's some Pet
shit.
Cemetery shit.
Yeah, it was the most traumatizing shit I had ever seen in my life, and I'm like, I can't fucking work here anymore. I can't do this. So I was
Yeah,
like,
Christ.
I quit.
Yeah, dude, what type of... It takes a special type of asshole to work at a vet clinic.
Like,
and
how
still,
do you not get the dosage right? Like, they're a little animal. Like, just get it right, man. Like,
I mean,
it
there
was
definitely
bad.
are medical malpractice suits where they'll leave something inside of somebody's body,
Yeah.
or they'll
Yeah.
cut off the wrong arm, all kinds of shit like that, or cut off a body part and they weren't.
That's
the person-
apparently not as uncommon as you'd think either.
Oh yeah, if you look into it, like there's definitely, I think it's more common for them to leave medical devices inside of
Yeah.
a body and close it up than anything else. But I mean, they've definitely, people have come in and like have a leg missing and they didn't go into the hospital for any like leg malady or anything. So that's, you got to proofread them charts.
Yeah.
Maybe ask a question. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, like I know the only time I've had like serious surgery was when I got my neck done, and I had a halo and all that shit. And I know when I came out of surgery, I went in at like 7 a.m, and I didn't have reservations, but I definitely was like, we don't want to do this for real, do we? Like at like 7 a.m, they bring me in. I remember getting in the wheelchair, going in. They lay you on the table, and they don't put the halo on until after you're out. So like they were like 3, 2, 1, and I was smart ass. I was like, I'm gonna try to fight this. Yeah, there's no fighting that. I remember hearing a noise like, I thought it was somebody in one of the beds beside me, and then as I gained more consciousness, I was like, oh, that's me making that noise. My ex-wife and my mom were at the foot of the bed, and they were crying. And I still remember I had surgery. I thought I got attacked by a bear while I was mowing the lawn or some shit. I was like, what happened? And I don't know, like a second later, I was like, oh yeah, the neck. And then I realized, oh yeah, I'm definitely held in place by something drilled into my skull. Like probably like 3 weeks later, I got to take like a shower on my own. Like the halo was off, and I was washing my hair, and I pulled my finger, and there was like a threaded like scab on my finger for like where they had drilled into my dome. So like, I don't know if anything other than the plate is in my body, but I've never had any problems. But that would be fucking terrible if you just like start having random pains in some part of your body after they had surgery, and they find out they left like fucking like an extra bolt or some shit in your muscle mass.
Your body starts working that shit out.
Oh, dude. Yeah, imagine sitting there and all of a sudden like a fucking bolt comes out the side of your neck or your elbow. You ever had
No
like
thanks.
surgery?
Yeah, I've had plenty.
Like bone surgery or like what did you have?
I've had my gallbladder removed. I've had a reversal. I've had reversal is
Yeah.
tubal thing. I've had IVF, so that's surgery. That's actually surgery.
Wow.
Let's see what else. I've had my tonsils removed. My adenoids removed.
You keep any of them?
You are
No.
custom.
No.
Custom made.
No.
You ever had anything?
No, the only surgery I've ever had was I had some pins put in my hand when I broke it one time, but that's about it.
I'm surprised you didn't
know?
have anything for when you hurt your chest with that.
No, there's nothing they can do for your chest. I've broke my sternum twice.
Ooh.
How did you break it the
Yeah,
other time?
well, I broke it one time and then I fractured it another time. Excuse me.
How did that
Um,
happen?
Car accident, and
Oh.
then another time I got crushed by a tow truck, like by the bed of the tow truck, by like hydraulic force. I got crushed.
God.
I remember that. Didn't you find a dog in a fucking like some type of?
Oh, dude, that thing was sealed up in copper. That was completely unrelated, but yes, dude, I found a burial tomb with a dog in it, and
Aw.
when I worked in the junkyard, it was very, 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 very weird. Somebody put the dog and a bunch of fucking blankets inside of this handmade copper box and like fucking soldered it all together and everything like that, and then that was in the back of a car, and then I worked in the junkyard, and we like bring the car in and found this fucking copper box. I was like, what the
What?
fuck's in this? Let's fucking cut it open. Sure enough, there's a dead fucking dog in it.
What did you guys think was gonna be in there? Was everybody
That was
excited?
fucking heavy, dude. Yeah, we're like,
Dude,
there's
like-
something good in here.
It's gold.
Fucking dead dog. There was two of them.
Oh my
my
god!
God.
That person was a dog murderer.
I know. Like how? Like don't
Two
have
of
two of them die on you. Come on now. It's fucked up.
There's probably lots of
And not just- it's
dead
even-
dogs in that junkyard.
It's way more fucked up that they were like, yeah, fuck it, let's just put it in the back of the car. And
Yeah,
They
donate.
built this fucking copper tomb box thing for it, and like soldered all the corners up and like everything. It was meant to
It's a
be
lot of
like
effort.
a burial thing. Yeah. I don't.
and then just be like, what if they did it as a joke?
Left it in the
like,
car. Like we're getting rid of
That's a
these,
hell of a joke.
getting rid of
like,
these cars.
we're gonna put it in this car because we know that these people are gonna.
I'm
open
playing
It.
the long game. Eventually, somebody gonna dig out this trunk.
It's kind of like when you like change the flooring and you like put
Put a
like a body,
skeleton?
you
Yeah.
put like a body like sketch or whatever, or bloody hands, and you're like, haha, the next owner's gonna laugh.
That's like nightmare fuel. Like if I was like got a new house and I knocked down a wall and found a skeleton in there, I'd be like, yeah, we're moving.
People do that shit all the time though. As
Mhm.
jokes, just with plastic skeletons and stuff. Dress
Yeah.
them up.
I thought just writing curse words in Spanish on the inside of walls was enough. Like,
Oh, I was watching this like murder thing. Like I always watch murder stuff.
yeah, when don't you watch murder
So there's
shit?
this like lady that bought this house, and there was like a barrel in her garage, and she never like
First thing I'm checking.
Yeah.
it was
Is there
like
a body in that?
I mean there was a lot of junk there, and she's working on cleaning it out, and she just didn't think about it. It was just sitting there. There was no smell to it. It just looked like a regular like small barrel, and then she brought it out, and I guess they opened it, and they're like, well, we need to call the police. There was like 2 people in it. So
Sick.
yeah, like be surprised. That kind of shit happens all the time. Dead
We-
bodies in houses
yeah,
where people buy, and they're like, what
I
the
just
fuck?
opened this barrel up in this house that I bought, and there's bodies in it. Are you the person to call?
Yeah, imagine being like a person where like maybe a murderer lived in your house before it. The police show up and be like, we're digging up your basement.
Mhm.
Right.
Like if you own Gacy's house after he moved out, and they were like, we think there's 4 more in there.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. that'd be
I was
terrible.
listening to I think it was Crime Junkie about these 2 girls that had got kidnapped. It was around this area, not like I think it was more towards Maryland. These sisters had gotten kidnapped. All like a bunch of stuff happened with one of the guy's sons, and there were all these sightings around the Beltway where they had said they had seen these girls in the back of a truck or a car with this certain person driving, and every single one of those sightings were real. One was in Manassas, and this was all in like the late 70s. They ended up catching one of the guy's sons. He had a bunch of drug problems, and he kept
he was telling them the real story, but not using the real names of the people that had done it. Apparently, it was his father and his uncle. The head detective had gone, like, interviewed this dude hundreds of times, caught him in a bunch of lies, but when he went to go, I think he went onto his father's property, went into this basement. This guy described this room every single time that he talked about what happened, and every single time that part of the story was consistent. He went to this basement, and he said as soon as he went through the threshold, he was like, "This is the room they died in." Because it was the room he described. It was his father's like outhouse on his property. They said they turned on a black light and like everything glowed.
Covered.
But apparently, like one of the girls tried to escape. Either him or his uncle or the father or the uncle killed the girl, one of the sisters, by snapping her neck, and the other one just lost his shit and started killing the other one. But it's nuts that back in the day that like there were so many sightings, but they didn't get caught. Like the girl still died.
Back in the day, I feel like in my head, like so many people got murdered because it would be so easy. Like at some point, you just look around like, who the fuck is watching us?
Yeah.
You think Andy and fucking Mayberry and fucking Barney Fife gonna come down here and fucking mess with me?
Oh, dude.
No, I got 38 bodies in my basement.
We got away with so much shit that kids cannot get away with now. We used to go to construction
Yeah,
sites and
even
knock
us.
over every port of shit or do donuts in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
No cops would ever come. We'd be back there for hours
Yeah,
doing
can't
fucking...
do it now.
No.
CCTV everywhere.
Even if you're not, the police presence in terms of like cops showing up and people like calling the cops is way more now.
Or you got to worry about somebody you're with and put a video on Snapchat and now you're fucking in trouble or something.
Kids' lives now are just a fucking Facebook live post away from being ruined.
Well,
like,
even if you're not posting, they can still like.
Oh,
I think
get
a
all
lot
your
of
shit.
a lot of the times I used to work. Remember when Nextel was Nextel?
Oh yeah.
I used to work at the subpoena department, and yeah, they know where you are. They can place you next to the person that died. They can do that just by your cell phone, even if it's not on. Like
so, I have heard from my brother. He told me a long time ago that it was easier to get into somebody that has any phone other than the iPhone. The iPhone is encrypted.
Mm-hmm.
I think they can get him into them now,
Mm-hmm.
because they have an app or like some backdoor that they can use. And for years they didn't. So if you had, let's say you had a cell phone that you took from either like somebody that did something horrible to children or a murderer or a drug dealer, you would have to go to Palo Alto and get Apple to open it up and extract the files that you have a subpoena for.
Mm-hmm.
So you couldn't just go through somebody's phone and check all their shit. I know for like images of child pornography or things like that, I think there's some way where that each one of those files has like some type of marker, so they can just plug in and scan. And if you have these files on it, you're fucked. So, it's an upside and downside. I mean, our lives are online, so they almost have to have that at a certain point to be able to catch the people that are assholes. And I know it's like we're losing some of our own freedoms, but it's like internet freedom. It's not the same as like, going to jail, just for being like, I look at pictures of big titties all the time. Like,
like just don't be super weird. Just don't be an asshole.
After the early 2000s,
live your life in real life.
After 9/11, I pretty much like everybody's probably got an NSA handler. There's probably every NSA or fucking CIA person probably has like a list of people that they got to look in their shit every now and again. And that job's probably got to suck, because imagine if you got like somebody on your list that's into poop porn or some shit, so you got to log in and look at that shit every day. Again?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Who's got to check on Tim?
Not me. Fuck, I'm tired of... Dude, all he looks at is shit porn. What's wrong with him?
That goddamn jar. He won't stop watching that video of that guy in that fucking jar.
Yeah, one guy, one jar every morning at 7:50? Fuck. I'm desensitized to this shit now. Dude, that would be the fucking worst. You get some dude that you're trying to catch that's just like into some gross shit, like puke. Yeah, because like for everything,
that's the thing.
Yeah, like there's somebody that's into it. Yeah, anything you can think of. Like I like coming on cuticles. The grossest shit ever. All right, we're about to wrap this up. Matt.
Yeah.
What's your socials, bruh?
You can catch me at Atlas Auto Services on Instagram, Fucking, actually, you know what? I keep saying that I don't have any cars for sale. I do have a '96 fucking BMW 850 Ci right now. I completely forgot about that fucking car because it's on consignment. I didn't have to pay for it. But 26,000 miles. It's a cool ass fucking car.
That's
You
good.
can fucking ride around like Miami Vice, white with platinum gray interior in it.
Woo.
Yeah. Fucking come check me out. Check out my car. Buy it. My client would be really appreciative if I sold it for him. But yeah, other than that, man, it was a shit show from the get go.
Shit show from the get. Lita, obviously, the Virginia Wine and Craft Festival on good old May 18th. You're going to be over there with. How can they look at your art and all your?
You can check me out on Instagram, either Alola on Low. I post mostly memes and funny stuff there. But you can also check out my art page. That is That Is Odd, all underscore. I will definitely be there with a booth. You can't miss it. It will be the big banner with the goofy looking snail that says, That Is Odd. Please come to my booth and talk to me, please.
Go on over to Helltown at Helltown Radio on all socials. YouTube, just type in Helltown Radio. It'll pop up. We is there. At Helltown Radio. All that shit. If you're chilling, go on over to Catamount. I think the Punky Brewsters were playing. And check them out. Also, do yourself a wonderful favor. Go over to the Pavement and get them tater tots.
Mm-hmm. Those are good.
Because they got pork belly on them.
Mm-hmm. They're so
Okay.
yummy.
And I got
Just
a pork
call it-
belly on me.
Just call it bacon.
Mm.
It's fatty. All right. Subscribe. Like and subscribe. Smash that like button.
Follow us.
I'm pretty as fuck. Also, I say it every week. What do you have to do to your week? You got to grab that sumbitch by the waist. You got to hit it with a gable grip. That's thumb, fingers over, and hoist it up into the sky and smash that bitch into the concrete. Suplex your week.
Take a blue chew and fuck it in the throat.
Oh, fucking yeah. Blue Chew. When you're too broke for motherfucking Cialis. Sing us home, Chino.
Bye.
Au revoir.
You